Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Pada Kamalam.
Okay. Jai Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Ju Ki Jai. Let's see, I want to go back to the beginning. Okay, fine. It's not moving. Oh, there it is. 3, 2. Okay. Jai. Jai. Jai Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Ju Ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Is that okay? Okay. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajakacharya Tara Sadra Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj Ki Jai. All the assembled devotees Ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Rakshira Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Navadip Dham Parikrama Ki Jai. So today we're going to go on the second day of Sri Navadip Dham Parikrama. And this Parikrama is the shortest of the 4 Parikramas. Today is the Parikramas in Koladvip, where our mat of Sri Chaitanya Saraswati mat. Where our mat is in Koladvip. Just 1 second. Okay. So today's Parikrama, we go to first the temple of Bridashiv, then we go to the Prodamaya, which is Paramatala, then we go to Vishnu Priya Bari, where Vishnu Priya worshipped the deity of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then to the Samadhi of Jagannath Das Babaji. And today is also the divine disappearance day of Sri Madhavendra Puri. So, although this Parikrama ends early, Srila Govinda Maharaj and Srila Acharya Maharaj will all go into the temple and glorify Sri Madhavendra Puri. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go on the Parikrama of Koladvip to these places that I mentioned. And we're going to be with all the devotees, with Kirtan also, and then afterwards we'll gather in the temple. Then we'll see some pictures of Srila Govinda Maharaj in the temple of Navadip, and his talks on, we'll see the pictures of Govinda Maharaj, and I'll speak on Sri Madhavendra Puri. So first we want to start with our Parikrama, which leaves the Navadip Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat early in the morning, about 5:30 in the morning, and the devotees are gathering with Srila Govinda Maharaj and Srila Acharya Maharaj, and they'll leave the Navadip Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat. So here's our here's the Samadhi of Srila Bhakti Rakshira Dev Goswami Maharaj. And in front of this Samadhi and the Samadhi of Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj. That's where the devotees will gather to begin the parikramas. This has happened after Mangalarti, and now the devotees are... first there is Guru Arti of Srila Govinda Maharaj, and then Srila Sridhar Maharaj, and then there's the Arti in the main temple of Shishi Guru Gauranga Gandharva Govinda Sundar Ju. There's that Arti. Then afterwards the devotees will gather for the Parikrama. Well, this is in front of Guru. This is, of course, the domes of the main temple in Sri Navadip Dham. So here are the deities of Shishi Guru Gauranga Gandharva Govinda Sundarju. See on the altar of Navadip. And these are our own deities as they're seen today. This is the dress, this is the clothes that they're wearing today, and this is here in Sokel. So, Shishi Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhariju Ki Jai. Then His Divine Srila, Grace Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj, who's really the inaugurator of the Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat Parikramas. Here's Govinda Maharaj in front of Guru Maharaj's Arti. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj Ki Jai. And here are the devotees gathering for the Parikrama. Many devotees are gathering there and awaiting the beginning of the Parikrama. It's about to leave. Now, as you probably noticed yesterday, we were using pictures of the Parikrama from 1973 to 2017. So you see...
2002.
17. We're seeing devotees of many, we're seeing pictures of many devotees, in these parikramas. And I mentioned some of them last night. I didn't name everyone because I'm kind of sometimes forgetful and nervous. But, for instance, here I'm seeing Bimala Devi Dasi, the daughter of Raja Ram. He appeared in some of the slides yesterday. So now the devotees are continuing. They're gathering. Then Srila Govinda Maharaj or Srila Acharya Maharaj, they'll garland all the devotees going on parikrama. Everyone gets a garland, and they give sandalwood paste to the forehead of all the devotees. You can see if I'm still in. And this is... Yeah, I can't see the screen so well. Oh, okay, watch it here. Okay. The devotees all beginning to start leaving the Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat. So there, now they've gone out to the gate, onto the road in front of Shri Govinda Kund. Now this is our first destination. This is the temple of British Shiv. This is meaning old Shiv. Let's see. There's some pictures of the temple. all the devotees. This is one of the main streets in Sri Navadip, and buses are passing and everything, and the devotees are filling this whole street. They're sitting down in the street and they're glorifying Vrita Shiv. And this is Vrita Shiv. You see, it's a Shiva Lingam, but you see how he's adorned with eyes and lips and everything. So I wanted to read about Vrita Shiv from in Prodamaya, where we'll go next, which is in Paramatala. I'll read about that from the Navadip Dham Mahatmya, beginning here. Page 9. Okay. So, Srila Jiva Goswami, he's continuing with the tour. Nityananda Prabhu is guiding him. And it says, Dvaita Prabhu, Nityananda Rai, Gadadhar, and Haridas were dancing and singing. Singh, Shuklambar, and hundreds of other devotees dancing. Jiva fainted in divine love. When he regained consciousness and this vision disappeared, Jiva Goswami wept and lamented, "Why was I not born a little earlier? I was not fortunate enough to be part of such ecstatic kirtan. The mercy of Nityananda Prabhu is unlimited and infinite, and by its influence I have attained a moment of good fortune." So, as Jivan Goswami and Nityananda Prabhu are continuing with the Sri Navadip Dham Parikrama, along the outer boundary of Mayapur on the bank of the Ganga, Jiva saw the temple of Vrita Shiv. Nityananda Prabhu said, "In Mayapur, Vrita Shiv is the protector of the Dham. His consort, Prodamaya, resides with him eternally. When the Lord disappears, then by his will the Ganga will swell. She will almost entirely cover Mayapur with water for 100 years, and then she will withdraw. At that time, only the land will emerge. No houses will remain. Mayapur will stay uninhabited for a long time. Again, when the Lord strongly desires it, Mayapur will be inhabited like this again. All these ghats will appear on the banks of the Ganga again, and the devotees will make temples for the Lord. One wonderful temple will manifest, and their daily worship of Gauranga will flourish. By the will of the Lord, Prodamaya and Vrita Shiv will return and perform their duties of revealing and protecting the Dham." Hearing this, Jiva joined his palms, questioned Nityananda Prabhu, and then grasped the Lord's feet. "O Lord, you are the basis of the ultimate truth. You manifest yourself as the Dham in the holy name. Although you act according to the will of Mahaprabhu, you are the Guru of all souls and the controller of all energies." Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. The wise consider anyone who distinguishes between you and Gauranga to be a sinner. You are the all-knowing Lord who descends to perform pastimes. A doubt has arisen in my heart. O Lord, please tell me, where will Vrita Shiv and Prodamaya go when the Ganges hides Mayapur? Nityananda Prabhu said, "Jiva, listen to my words and look at the land to the west of the Ganga. See there the sand dune known as Paradanga? In that place there is a village of Brahmins. The wise know the bank of the Ganga. To its north is Chinnadenga. A village will be established on this bank. Vrita Shiv and Prodamaya will remain there for some time. Who can describe the glories of that bank? The Rasastali is there beside the Ganga. It appears like a beach to fleshy eyes, but the Lord's divine pastimes will take place in that eternal abode of gemstone. Mayapur is Sri Gokula Mahavan, and Paradanga is considered Satikara. Sri Rasamandal of Vrindavan is present there, and in the future there will be joyous singing in that place. O wise soul, know that Mayapur and the Ganga at Sri Pulina are both part of Sri Gaura's Dham. One who visits this abode of 10 miles will see Mayapur and Sri Pulina. One who visits these 10 miles with devotees on the full moon day in the month of Falgun attains the eternal wealth. Okay, so this is the temple of Vriddha Shiv, old Shiv. And this temple, is from the time, these deities from the time of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, Vriddha Shiv. And here's more. And the devotees, they go into also the offer to their obeisance in front of the Vriddha Shiv. You can see here. Now, there's so many devotees there that you know. Charya Maharaj, Yudamanyu Seva Vikram, Ramachandra, Tyagi Maharaj, Ashram Maharaj, Sri Vikram Maharaj, Jagadananda. Okay. Sripad Bhakti Kusham Ashram is speaking. Generally, the devotees are speaking also about, how Shiva, he himself is the protector of the Dham, and he's also revealed to Parvati. Parvati asked Lord Shiva of what is the best form of worship, and Lord Shiva answered to Parvati that of all forms of worship, the worship of Lord Narayan is the best. But then Parvati was thinking, well, if this is considered the best form of worship, then what is my position? Because I'm worshiping worshiping my Lord Shiva. But he says the worship of Narayan is best. But then Lord Shiva ended the verse but saying, but even higher than the worship of Lord Narayan is the worship of his devotees. So then Parvati was very satisfied because she thought, yes, that my Lord, he is known as the greatest devotee of Lord Narayan. He is the greatest worshipper of Krishna, and he's the protector of the Dham. So then she was very much satisfied. To the end of Samarchalam. So then we'll continue. This is Bhakti Kiran Giri Maharaj, who's passed away, and he's speaking there. And they speak of also here of how one who surrenders to the Lord overcomes the influence of material energy. Daivi yesha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya mam eva ye prapadyante mayam tam tarantite. And you see The streets are full of devotees. This is all in front of the British Shiv Mandir. Our first stop on the Parikrama of Sri Koladvip. Also, one of the purposes of this slideshow is to bring to everyone, trying to bring them at least through photos to be present in Navadip, Sri Navadip Dham for the parikramas. But it will also be wonderful if anyone who, devotees are inspired by this, to go to Sri Navadip Dham for the parikramas. They're 4 days, and while you're walking in the most beautiful, to the most beautiful places and in the most divine dust of Sri Navadip Dham. When you're joining with all the eternal devotees. You know, some of the devotees here are devotees who have now left this world, but by participating in Navadip Dham Parikrama, you're also walking with them. And we're walking with thousands of Bengali devotees. As you see, so many devotees are walking, and many of them are old, and some are young, like this boy, and they're walking. Everyone's walking barefoot through the holy land of Sri Navadip Dham, and one feels very close to all these people. Now, we're going towards Paramatala. And Paramatala is a huge banyan tree, and underneath that tree there is a temple, and that is the temple of Prodamaya. And there is also mentioned British Shiv and Prodamaya. So one comes there, and let's see now. You see there? And not only the devotees are there, of course there are many, many Bengalis who go there every day, because they're in the center of Paramatala, and they go there as, you know, so many people go there. So when the devotees are in Paramatala, there's many devotees, and there's many other persons who are there. So the whole place is full. It's not very big, but you can see here, Prodamaya is actually in a small place that's dark, and it's when you go in, there are many devotees. So, and this is also deity who is so Prodamaya is there, as I mentioned, and this is another deity. This is a deity of Kalima, and we would all sit on the like a platform in front of Kalima, part of the marble altar, and there's a sitting place like in the temple of British Shiv, and we would then talk about how Maya is a servant of the Lord, and she's doing the work of eluding all the conditioned souls. But, you know, and you see, Kalima, she has her tongue out, and that has happened because one time Kali was so ferocious that no one could stop her, and everyone was very disturbed. How we can stop Kalima? She's like determined to punish all the conditioned souls, and the demons especially. She is going to chastise the demons, and no one can stop her, and everyone was very much afraid. So Lord Shiva laid down in front of Kali, and she went and she went to step on Lord Shiva, but when her foot touched Lord Shiva, she realized that it was Shiva, her husband. So when you will sometimes see that in Bengal, somebody sticks out their tongue like that, it means, oh, I have made an offense. So that is why Kali Ma, she has her tongue out, because when she touched Shiva, her husband, with her foot, then she realized, oh, this is Lord Shiva. And then she stopped. That was the plan, to stop her ferocious rampage. And then Lord Shiva lay down in front of her, and then she stuck out her tongue. But in Navadip especially, so many people worshipped this aspect of Shakti. There's Shakti and Shaktiman. The Lord is the source of all Shakti. There's, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur spoke about this, that there is, he used the word of two halves. There's always the masculine and feminine. The masculine is Shaktiman. The feminine is Shakti. And the devotees of Kali and Durga, they're called Shaktas. They worship that Shakti. But that is the material Shakti. That is all coming from the spiritual Shakti, which is Srimati Radharani. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say that although we see that there are so many tantric persons and worshippers of Shakti, but Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said the devotees of Krishna, devotees of Radha Krishna, they are actually Shuddha Shaktas, because our approach is to worship Srimati Radharani. We are seeing that she is we worship her, and we worship Krishna because he is very dear to Srimati Radharani, but we always worship Radha and Krishna. And so in Bengal, as I said, many persons are Shaktas, are worshippers. Durga Puja is so big, and also Kali Puja. So they all go to this temple in Paramatala. This is here. We're continuing now. You see, this is the divine, all this from previous, this is the divine banyan tree. That's why it's called Paramatala. Parama is supreme and Tala is a tree, supreme banyan tree. Now the devotees are leaving, and they're going to the temple of Vishnu Priya Bari, which is nearby, and there's Bhakti Kiran Giri Maharaj and Aranya Maharaj, Bhakti Prashuna Aranya Maharaj. And Giri Maharaj, as I said, he's always our leader. Now in these shots you see both of them are quite old and not always able to walk. Before, Bhakti Kiran Giri Maharaj was always leading us by walking. But as he got older, then they would travel in rickshaw, as did Aranya Maharaj.
Is Aranya Maharaj still with us? No.
And this is Yudamanyu Seva Vikram Prabhu with Surabhi Devi and also with Ananda. So they are both devotees from China, and they went to Sri Navadip Dham to participate in the Parikramas. And then so many pilgrims. It's a river of pilgrims going through the streets of Navadip. Now going up towards the temple of Vishnu Priya Bari. And this is the deity of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which was worshipped by Vishnu Priya during the lifetime of Mahaprabhu. That after Mahaprabhu took sannyas and left Mayapur, left Navadip, then Vishnu Priya was very devastated. And then she wanted to worship the divine form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So one sculptor came to make the deity of Mahaprabhu for Vishnu Priya to worship. So he sculpted a deity, and then she looked, but there was some imperfections in the sculpting. So then the sculptor returned to work on the deity. And again, the deity was shown to Vishnu Priya. And again, she saw that some changes needed to be made. But finally, when the person who was making the deity presented this deity to finished deity of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, then Vishnu Priya covered her head with her sari. Now that is what a chaste wife will do. She'll cover her head with her sari. So this was, and I'll read here something about this from the Sri Navadip Dham Parikrama of Sri Navadip Dham Mahatmya. Pardon me. So, okay. O Jiva, listen to my confidential words. Sri Vishnu Priya's deity of Sri Gauranga shines here. O Jiva Guda Kata Shunaha Amar Sri Gauranga Murti Shobhe Sri Vishnu Priyar. In the future, Brahmins in the lineage of Jagannath Mishra will bring this jewel-like deity to Satikara Dham.
She concurs.
400 years after the appearance day of Sri Gaura, the worship of the deity will be set to the highest standard. For now, keep all these matters secret and circumambulate the Dham with a joyful heart. O best of the wise, see Sri Gauranga's Ghat, 10 meters north of British Shiva's Ghat. On the pretext of childhood pastimes, Gaurahari played here with the Ganga and filled her heart with joy. Eventually, people will live here again, and the place will manifest as the glory of Nadia. Okay. Wait a minute. I skipped a page. That's what I wanted to read. 93. On the pretext of childhood pastimes, Gaurahari played here with the Ganga and filled her heart with joy. Seeing the fortune of the Jamuna, Ganga Devi had performed many austerities to become an associate of the Lord in his pastimes. Krishna mercifully appeared before her and said, "As Gaur, I will play in your waters." The Lord of the three worlds performed his pastimes here. Upon seeing this plate, fortunate souls feel great joy. The Ghat 160 meters to the north is known by everyone as Madai's Ghat. So here is Sri Vishnu Priya's deity, and this is Vishnu Priya Bari in the center of Navadip. You can see. And then they will bring out the shoes from the deity, and they will put those shoes on the heads of the pilgrims. Then here, the devotees fill the whole temple, and then they're glorifying Mahaprabhu and Vishnupriya. Now Vishnupriya, after Mahaprabhu left and took sannyas, she became very austere and feeling his separation very intensely. So she would chant the Maha Mantra, and for every mantra she would chant, she would put a grain of rice in a pot. And for each mantra that she would chant. And then at the end of the day, she would cook that rice, and that would be her meal for the day. In this way she became very thin. But Vishnupriya was, for Mahaprabhu to leave the association of Vishnupriya was, that is considered the greatest separation. There you can see many of the devotees, like as we said, there's Bhakti Karan Giri Maharaj, Siddhanti Maharaj behind him, and Hari Charan there, and and Srila Acharya Maharaj speaking. Is that here? Tyagi Maharaj. Then after everyone speaks, then they have a very wild kirtan that goes on in the temple. Very enthusiastic, all the devotees. Now, after that, we go to some fields that are near our next destination, which is the Sri Jagannath Das Babaji Mandir. But near there's a place where all the devotees can sit for a picnic, because the day before was Ekadasi, and on this day they're breaking the fast. So they go here. They'll take lunch back in the Mat after the Parikrama, because it's a short Parikrama. But they're here breaking fast in a field. And the fields are very nice, all grass, and the devotees are gathering to break the fast and take prasadam. Now,
the first day of Ekadashi, the first day of Parikrama is always Ekadashi?
Yes. One year was some change because there was only like sometimes in the calendar a day is skipped. So that year we started Parikrama the day before Ekadasi, I believe, and then the second day we had Ekadasi. But almost every year, always, the Parikrama begins on Ekadasi, and the Ekadasi feast, Ekadasi meal they're taking at the Jagannath Mandir in Mayapur. But this is the second day. Now they've been to the temples of Vridashiv and Paramatala, and to the temple of Vishnupriya, where Mahaprabhu's deity is worshipped. Now, their only deities worshipped during Mahaprabhu's time was the deities of Vishnupriya, this deity. And then there's the deity of Dvijavaninath, which will visit. Pardon me?
Is that Champahata?
Yes. Dvijavaninath is in Champahata. We'll go to that temple on the fourth day. And there's also the deity of Inkalna, of Gauridas Pandit, of Gaur Nityananda. So these deities were worshipped during the time of Mahaprabhu. So, Now, this is continuing with the break fast, and did we go? Something's wrong with this. Okay, here. So, and usually, and here you see the devotee, Western devotees sometimes sit in a separate place because the Bengali devotees say they all take puffed rice and gugni, which I like very much. It's like gugni is like whole dal, which and cooked in a nice sauce and served on top of the muri. And many of the devotees in the West, they also make for them something special sometimes. They make chow mein, like chow mein noodles, and they serve that to them with some like tomato sauce or ketchup on top of it. Also, and also the gugni instead of the puffed rice. So here you see, these are some of the Western devotees there.
Chow mein.
There's the chow mein noodles. Now when I'm there, I take both. I take both the puffed rice and the chow mein and the gugni and
I love gugni. It's delicious.
yeah. Yeah, Ashramar is you can't stop him from serving sometimes. He'll even go and serve prasadam to all the devotees. I have a lot of pictures of this because everybody likes the picnic. And this is Srila Acharya Maharaj, after everyone's taken prasadam, and he'll speak to the devotees and prepare the Parikrama to leave the place and go to the next destination, which is to Srila Jagannath Das Babaji's mandir. It should be kirtan. Now the streets to Jagannath Das Babaji's mandir, they're very narrow. So, as we've seen, when there are many devotees and they're going through narrow streets, they're like moving very, very slowly.
Like Tulsi Park.
Yeah, like Tulsi Park. Full body Samadhi temple of Siddha Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. Here's the deity of Jagannath Das Babaji. Here's the main deities. The Sri Sri Gaur Gopal and Sri Sri Giridhari, served by Siddha Baba. So this temple is maintained, not by the Gaudiya Math, but here is the devotees then gather at this place. This is our final destination in the Parikrama, and the devotees will speak of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj's glories. Jagannath Das Babaji is the Siksha Guru of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, who especially, Bhakti Vinod Thakur especially liked to hear Srimad Bhagavatam from him. Then when Bhakti Vinod Thakur, as we saw, we visited yesterday to Mahaprabhu's appearance place. Jagannath Das Babaji at that time was very old, more than 100 years old. He lived to be 125 years old. And they would carry him in a basket. And when he got to the appearance place of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he began dancing. He jumped from the basket and began dancing. Gaurav Shitar Shaishar Vaishnavar Vandya Vigraha Jagannatha Prabhum Bande Premabdim Brida Vaishnavam. Jagannath Das Babaji is known as Vaishnava Sarvabhauma. Vaishnava Sarvabhauma, Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. So, we're on our, of course, Jagannath Das Babaji is always on our altar. You know, we have on the altar Srila Govinda Maharaj, Srila Guru Maharaj, Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and also we have Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Vinod, Thakur Bhakti Vinod, and also we have Srila Jagannath Das Babaji. And of course, in our temple here, we also have Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj on the altar, and someone else. So, anyway, this is glorifying Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. And Vrinda and many devotees. What? Who?
Lower left.
Ananta Govinda, yeah.
The white guy.
Yeah. And here's Bhakti Kushamashra Maharaj. And now the devotees are preparing, and they will leave for going back to the Mat. They're all going back to the Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat. Now, Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj. There you see Goswami Maharaj, another, looks like Mukunda behind him. They're all going to the temple. After they come back, they take prasadam. Or if it's early, then they will go before prasadam and go into the temple for the glorification of Srila Madhavendra Puri. It's his, Srila Madhavendra Puri Maharaj, it's his disappearance day. So I'll speak something of the glories of Srila Madhavendra Puri. This is the deities of Shishi Guru Gauranga Gandharva Govinda Sundar. And Srila Govinda Maharaj before the deities, and then There's Sanatani Devi Dasi. Govinda Maharaj. And he'll speak in the temple of the glories of Sri Madhavendra Puri. So, when Mahaprabhu was traveling, he was first, when he took sannyas, he met with all the devotees in Shantipur. And then he had been wandering for 3 days, thinking he was going to Vrindavan. But he did not know if it was day or night. He didn't know where he was going. So Nityananda Prabhu made some trick and told all the cowherd boys that when Mahaprabhu comes here and he asks which way it is to Vrindavan, point him towards the Ganga. So then Mahaprabhu came to the Ganga and thinking, and then Nityananda Prabhu at the Ganga, he came out and he said, Mahaprabhu said, oh, you're here in Vrindavan. Because they told him that he was in Vrindavan now. And then Mahaprabhu said, where's the Jamuna? And Nityananda said, there in front of you. And it was the Ganga. Mahaprabhu ran into the Ganga and offered many prayers. And Advaita Prabhu came in a boat. And Mahaprabhu was there. And Mahaprabhu said, what are you doing here in Vrindavan? And he said, this must be some kind of a joke. Advaita said, wherever you are, that is Vrindavan. But now that you've come near my home and you've come to the Ganga, then please come to my home and you can take some very simple prasadam there. And Mahaprabhu said, Nityananda Prabhu has tricked me. And then Advaita Prabhu said, no, because in Prayag, the Ganga and the Jamuna come together, and on the eastern side is the Ganga, and on the western side is the Jamuna. So now you bathe on the western side, so you bathe in Jamuna water. So then Mahaprabhu went to Advaita Acharya's house, and there he took prasadam, and Mother Sachi came with all the devotees, and they were with Mahaprabhu for festival every day, being with Mahaprabhu. And finally, Sachi Mata, who was there cooking for Mahaprabhu, she said to Mahaprabhu, but if you go to Vrindavan, we won't hear of you so much again. So my request is that you go to Jagannath Puri, because there are always devotees from Bengal going to Jagannath Puri, and always devotees from Puri coming to Navadip. And we will hear news of you in this way. So Mahaprabhu accepted her petition, circumambulated her, and then he went to travel by foot to Jagannath Puri. And on the way, he came to the temple of Gopinath in Ramuna. That deity is known as Kheer Chor Gopinath, the deity who stole kheer, or the condensed milk. So Mahaprabhu had heard from his spiritual master, Srila Ishwara Puri. He had heard from him about Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri, he came one time to Vrindavan, and in Vrindavan he went to so many places to offer his dandavats, and then he came to the Govinda Kund. And by the Govinda Kund, underneath a tree, he was taking rest. When an unknown cowherd boy came to him. Now, it was Madhavendra Puri's practice that if someone offered him something to eat, he would eat, otherwise he would just fast. So this was his practice. Now, that cowherd boy told him that in my village no one fast. And if someone is fasting, if someone comes and doesn't ask for food, I supply him. Now, some of the ladies from the village had seen you, and they told me to bring you some milk. So I brought milk in this container, this pot, and after you take the milk, and then I'll come back for the pot. So Madhavendra Puri thought about that boy and how beautiful the boy was, and he was thinking of him, and he is overwhelmed with feeling of love for that boy. And but the boy didn't return for the pot. Then Madhavendra Puri was chanting, and finally he, towards the end of the night, he rested, and then he had one dream, and that boy came to him and said, I am Gopal, and I am the Lord of this village, and I was installed here by Vajra, who was the grandson of Krishna, who was the son of Aniruddha. So when the Muslims, one time the villagers all fled in fear of they were told that the Muslims were coming, and the pujari came and he hid me in one bush, and then he fled. And for a long time I've been in that bush, and I am suffering from so much the heat and also the cold. But now I've been waiting for you, that you please come and rescue me. You please come for me. And then he showed him where the bush was in the dream. And then the next morning, Madhavendra Puri told them, and he says, this deity who is Giridhari, the holder of the Govardhan hill, he has appeared and to me, and he has told me where he is hidden, where he's hiding. So you please come, bring with you some instruments, because we'll have to cut through the jungle, and machetes and choppers to cut through the bush. And so they came, and then they found there's this deity, and they were so amazed. The deity is very heavy, so it requires several of the strong men to carry the deity, and then they carried the deity to the top of Govardhan, and there they made some altar for the deity out of stones, some big pieces of stone. They made the altar, and then they established, then the deity was to have the abhishek. So they brought 900 pots of water from the Govinda Kund. They began the abhishek of Gopal, the deity's name, Gopal. And then the deity was worshipped and smeared with fragrant oils, and like this. The whole village was participating. And they did the anakut of Gopal, where they cooked so many preparations. And not only they did it one day, but this went on for many days, and people came from all around, and they all brought stocks of food to prepare the anakut for Gopal. And this went on for days, and people from neighboring villages, and then even people from afar, they came to offer prasadam to Gopal. And people came and gave cows, and in this way the treasury of Gopal increased as everyone came and gave to him. And then from Mathura, Mathura is known as the place of some, as it's described, some rich capitalists were living in Mathura. So they came and built a temple for Gopal. And then two brahmanas came from Bengal, and they engaged. They were employed by Madhavendra Puri as pujaris in the worship of Gopal. But then Madhavendra Puri had another dream. And in this dream, Gopal told him that, oh, Madhavendra Puri, still my body is burning so much. My temperature is very hot. And I need some Malaya sandalwood to cool my temperature. Now, sandalwood paste is very cooling. That's why, then Gopal asked for this sandalwood. So then Madhavendra Puri would travel to Jagannath Puri to get that sandalwood, Malaya sandalwood. Then on his way, he came to the temple of Gopinath, and that's where the worship was going on. And the worship consisted, they'd offered this very beautiful preparation of kheer, which was called Amrita Keli, which is, the. And here is Govinda Maharaj preaching, telling the story of Madhavendra Puri to the devotees. And Madhavendra Puri, he was thinking that, oh, this preparation they were offering to the deity, and he was thinking, oh, if I could taste some of that preparation, some of that kheer, then I could make that for Gopal. But when he thought like that, he became ashamed, and he thought of Vishnu, because he thought he had committed some great offense by desiring to taste what was being offered to the deity. So then he left the temple and he went nearby to a marketplace, which now was late in the day, so the marketplace was empty. And he sat in the marketplace chanting the holy names and the glories of the Lord. But that night, after the Pujari had put the deities to rest, the Pujari had dreamed that Gopinath appeared to him and said, "O Pujari, you do not know this, but I have kept one pot of kheer hidden. I have tricked you, and there is a pot of kheer behind my dress. So, you come and take that kheer, and there is a Mahabhagavata named Madhavendra Puri who's in the marketplace, and you take that kheer to him." So the priest then went to the marketplace, and he said that, "O Madhavendra Puri, that Gopinath has stolen this kheer, this condensed milk for you, and you are the most fortunate of all persons. So please come and take that kheer that Gopinath has saved for you. So please come forward." And he went to the marketplace, and the marketplace empty, and he's asking in all the places. And then Madhavendra Puri heard, and he came, and he was given that kheer, and Madhavendra Puri ate that kheer, and then he broke the pot, the clay pot, and he bound it in his dhoti, and each day he would eat a piece of that clay pot, and he would be in ecstasy thinking of Gopinath. But then Madhavendra Puri was worried. He was worried that in the morning people will hear of this, and then they will seek me and come to see me because I will be famous. And Madhavendra Puri didn't want to have that fame, so he immediately ran from there, and he went to travel to Puri from Ramuna. But it is said in the Chaitanya Charitamrita pratistara svabhava jagate vidita yena banche tarahoy vidata nirmita. It is said that even though one may not like it, reputation is ordained by providence, comes to him. Indeed, one's transcendental reputation is known throughout the three world. The idea is that Madhavendra Puri ran from being famous, but when he arrived to Jagannath Puri, miraculously everybody knew of his fame, and they were worshiping him. So this is also part of the Leela, because by that fame he was able to get the sandalwood paste that Gopal had requested, that everyone was cooperating with him, giving him. The sandalwood paste was controlled by the government, and they were giving him loads of sandalwood paste. They gave him a servant to carry that sandalwood paste, and they gave him also some camphor to smear on the body of Gopal with the sandalwood paste for cooling, and papers to go through the provinces, which were controlled by the Muslims, and that would be very dangerous for Madhavendra Puri to go with the sandalwood paste. But when he came back to the temple of Ramuna, and when he was in that temple of Ramuna, then he had another dream, the third dream. And in that dream, Gopal appeared to him. And Gopal said that Madhavendra Puri, you can understand that Gopinath's body and my body are the same. So I will be relieved of this heat if you would just engage everyone there in smearing the sandalwood paste and on the body of Gopinath. Then Madhavendra Puri told all the priests, and everybody was very happy to join in a festival of many days of smearing sandalwood paste onto the body of Gopinath. And then it is, Srila Govindamars has explained that this festival of Madhavendra Puri illustrates something very beautiful, that it is said that with the smearing of sandalwood paste, as the smearing of sandalwood paste increases, as the rubbing of sandalwood paste increases its fragrance, so Madhavendra Puri, when he, in his last days, he was feeling great separation from, he was feeling great separation, and he was saying over and over again one verse. And actually this verse was spoken by Srimati Radharani, and it shows deep separation she was feeling, and Madhavendra Puri was saying over and over again this verse. And it said that in this world only 3 people would know of that, the meaning and understanding of that verse, and it's Srimati Radharani and also Madhavendra Puri and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They're no fourth person. And that verse was said over and over again by Madhavendra Puri in his last days. And that is, Aidina Dayardra Nata He Matura Nata Kadavalokya Se Hridayam Tvad Aloka Kataram Daita Brahmyati Kim Karomyaham. O my Lord, O my most merciful Master, O Master of Mathura, when shall I see you again? Because of my not seeing you, my agitated heart has become unsteady. O most beloved one, what shall I do now? So that verse was said over and over again by Madhavendra Puri as he left this verse. And Sri Chaitanya said, of all verses of separation, this is the best verse. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then was glorifying Madhavendra Puri and speaking to the devotees who were traveling with him to Jagannath Puri that this is the beauty of Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri, when he was going through Bengal, he initiated Advaita Charya, and on his way traveling to Jagannath Puri, stayed there sometime. But Mahaprabhu was saying that you see the glories of Madhavendra Puri, that the Lord appeared to him 3 times in a dream. And knowing of how much difficulty Madhavendra Puri would have with traveling with sandalwood paste through the provinces controlled by the Muslims, that the Lord said, yes, you don't go any further, you stay here in Rimuna, and here you dwell and you can serve in this way the divine form of you stay and the sandalwood can be put onto the body of Gopinath. And so today is that divine disappearance of Sri Madhavendra Puri, and always on this day after, as I said, a short parikrama, we'll go into the temple and hear of the glories of Madhavendra Puri. And here Srila Govinda Maharaj is in that temple, and he is so happy speaking of Madhavendra Puri's divine person. Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Shri Navadip Dham Parikrama Ki Jai. Shri Koladvip Parikrama Ki Jai. So this is our conclusion of our second day of Parikrama, and concluding with some short speaking of the glories of Sri Madhavendra Puri. Jai.
Shall we sing Janila, Maharaj? You want to sing Janila?
Yes, I'll sing.
And the devotees asked that we stream the kirtan too, so maybe we can move the microphone back. And,
Move the microphone back because then,
cartels won't overwhelm.
and I'll close the computer.
Anybody else need a songbook? Raleigh, you want a songbook? I'm okay. Thank you.
Jayani lo prema dana koruna prachur. Jayani lo prema dana koruna prachur. Jayani lo prema dana koruna prachur. Gandharva Govinda Sundar Ju ki Jai. Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Goranga Gandharvika Giridhari Ju ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajakacharya Astatara Sadha Sri Srimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajakacharya Astatara Sadha Sri Srimad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Sananda Saraswati Goswami Thakur ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishordas Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Varga ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu ki Jai. Krimsi Ghosh Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Shri Gaurabhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vishvavaranya Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Navadip Dham ki Jai. Shri Ram Mayapur ki Jai. Saparshada Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai. Saparshada Shri Mahaprabhu ki Jai. Shri Kuladvip ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki Jai. Sokel Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Sevashram ki Jai. Ganga Devi ki Jai. Tulasi Manarani ki Jai. Bhakti Devi ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Govardhan Sham Kuna Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Ju ki Jai. Shri Purushottam Adam ki Jai. Baladev Subhadra Jagannath Ju ki Jai. Bhakti Vigna Vinashaya Shri Nrsingadev ki Jai. Bhakti Pravada Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai. Shri Nrsingapali ki Jai. All the assembled devotees ki Jai. Shri Madhavendra Puri Tirubhav Mahotsav ki Jai. The divine disappearance of Shri Madhavendra Puri ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hare Shri Navadip Dham Parikrama ki Jai. Jai Shri Koladvip ki Jai. All the assembled devotees ki Jai. All the eastern and western devotees ki Jai.
Srila Bhakti Pavan Janardhan Maharaj ki
So this is our conclusion of our second day of Parikrama. Shri Koladvi. So if you will come back at this time tomorrow, then we'll continue with our third day of Parikrama, which will start in Sri Surabhiku.
Also at 7 o'clock, Maharaj?
Yes, also at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
All right, done.
Pacific Standard Time.